More on this, shall we? Jules is still with us. Gab Marcotti joins us as well. Boys, Jules, I'm going to start with you. What is the likelihood, in your opinion, that this tournament will actually be completed?
No one knows that. That's the thing. Personally, I don't think it should have even started. I don't think this Copa America, and I know it was obviously postponed from last summer, exactly like the Euros, but maybe this was the one time that it shouldn't have been played. Full stop. Already, he should have been played in Argentina and Colombia. First, Colombia said we can't host it, then Argentina said we can't host it either. Then he went to Brazil. Even the Brazilian players themselves didn't want it to be played in their own country because of the current situation in terms of COVID. I mean, it was a mess from the beginning, and now the latest news with Venezuela, the Venezuela stuff, and everything is just so discouraging, really, that you even wonder, like you said, if it will go to an end, if we will have, what kind of games we will have, what kind of tournament we will have, who will play in it, and I just don't think it's good. And I think there's a time where football is not the priority, and again, we saw it today with Christian Eriksen, and you should be very careful of what you do. You can't always play football and put people at risk, because it doesn't work like this.
Jules mentioned the Venezuela news. Reports that 13 players have tested positive for COVID within the camp. Gab, who is driving this to continue?
So I think it's actually 13 people in the Venezuelan delegation. It's at least 5 players, including Rincon, the midfielder. But in terms of who's driving it, I mean, I don't want to sound like a cynic here, but obviously CONMEBOL have bills to pay like everybody else. I think that is a big one. TV rights have been sold. You know, you can't postpone it another 6 months, another 12 months. I think there was a lot of pressure there. I think there's some politics involved as well. Jair Bolsonaro, the Brazilian president, even though it's not his call, he's very big on showing how, despite COVID, things can function properly in his country. So I think these are really the elements that are really pushing it. When the decision was made not to hold it in Argentina because of the COVID situation, which incidentally, it's not like it's far worse than in Brazil. On the contrary, some parties of the Argentine FA said, well, great, we'll show you. We can't play it at home. We'll just go to Brazil and win it there. And obviously it's Messi's chance to win his first senior trophy. So I think there's a lot of factors there. But otherwise, I'm with Jules. There are situations where, you have to ask yourself, at what point does it stop being worth it? And you just pray that this can go over without a hitch and making sure everybody's safe.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.